The Ural Mountains stand as a rugged spine across western Russia, a land of deep forests and soaring peaks. In the winter of 1959, a shroud of mystery descended upon these mountains. A group of hikers vanished into the frozen wilderness, their fate unknown. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, as it came to be known, has haunted the world ever since. It is a tale of adventure gone wrong, of unexplained deaths, and of enduring questions that continue to baffle investigators and armchair detectives alike. The story begins with a sense of foreboding, a premonition of the tragedy that would unfold. The hikers, a group of experienced adventurers, were embarking on a challenging expedition. They were prepared for the harsh conditions, but nothing could have prepared them for the horror that awaited them in the desolate wasteland of Dead Mountain. Their journey would end in a nightmare, their bodies found scattered across the snow, some bearing strange injuries, their tent ripped open from the inside. What force of nature, or perhaps something else entirely, could have inflicted such terror upon them? The hikers were 9 strong, young and full of life. They were students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute, their hearts set on conquering the wintry wilderness. Led by the experienced Igor Dyatlov, they were a diverse group, each with their own dreams and aspirations. There was Yuri Krivonyshenko, the life of the party, always ready with a song or a joke. Zina Kolmogorova, the quiet and determined one, always pushing herself to her limits. And Rustam Slobodin, the intellectual, always observing, always analyzing. Their goal was Otorten Mountain, a peak shrouded in local Mansi legend. The Mansi people indigenous to the region called it Don't Go There Mountain. They believed it to be a place of power, a place where spirits dwelled. But the hikers, filled with the confidence of youth, paid little heed to these ancient warnings. They were driven by a thirst for adventure, a desire to test their limits, to prove themselves against the might of nature. They set off into the frozen wilderness, their backpacks laden with supplies, their spirits high with anticipation. Little did they know that they were walking into a mystery that would consume their lives and captivate the world for decades to come. Weeks passed, and the silence from the mountains grew heavy. Concern turned to alarm when the hikers failed to return as scheduled. A search party was assembled, their hearts heavy with dread. They followed the hikers' planned route, their eyes scanning the snow-covered landscape for any sign of life. What they found, etched against the stark canvas of the frozen wilderness, was a scene of unimaginable horror. The hikers' tent was discovered on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, the mountain of the dead in the Mansi language. It was ripped open from the inside, as if something had burst out from within. Footprints led away from the tent, some barefoot, some clad only in socks, disappearing into the snow. The bodies of 5 hikers were found scattered nearby, some partially dressed, their faces frozen in expressions of terror. The remaining 4 were found weeks later, buried under feet of snow in a ravine further down the mountain. Their injuries were even more perplexing: broken bones, internal damage, and one hiker missing her tongue. The discovery of the hikers' bodies sent shockwaves through the Soviet Union and the world. How could 9 experienced hikers, properly equipped for a winter expedition, meet such a gruesome end? The official investigation, shrouded in secrecy, concluded that a compelling natural force was responsible. However, the lack of specifics and the bizarre circumstances fueled speculation and gave rise to a multitude of theories, each more unsettling than the last. Some whispered of secret military tests, pointing to strange lights seen in the sky around the time of the incident. Others spoke of infrasound, inaudible sound waves known to induce feelings of panic and terror. The remote location, the strange injuries, and the lack of a clear explanation all contributed to an atmosphere of fear and paranoia. The Dyatlov Pass Incident became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories, a chilling reminder of the unknown that lurks at the edges of our understanding. One of the most enduring theories attributes the tragedy to a sudden and powerful avalanche. The hikers, caught off guard, may have been forced to flee their tent in a desperate bid for survival. The injuries, according to this theory, could have been inflicted by the immense force of the snow and ice. The disorientation and confusion caused by the avalanche could also explain the seemingly irrational behavior of the hikers, such as leaving the tent without proper clothing. However, this theory has its flaws. Experienced mountaineers have questioned whether an avalanche could have caused the extent of the injuries sustained by the hikers. Moreover, the tent, though flattened, was not buried, and the area surrounding the campsite showed no signs of a major avalanche. While the avalanche theory provides a plausible explanation for some aspects of the incident, it fails to account for the full spectrum of strange and unsettling details. Section 6. Paradoxical undressing. A clue to hypothermia. Another theory suggests that the hikers may have succumbed to paradoxical undressing, a phenomenon associated with hypothermia. As the body's core temperature plummets, the brain can become impaired, leading to a false sensation of overheating. This could explain why some of the hikers were found partially or completely undressed in the freezing temperatures. The disorientation and confusion caused by hypothermia could also account for their seemingly erratic behavior. The theory of hypothermia, while plausible, does not fully explain the extent of the injuries sustained by some of the hikers, particularly the severe internal damage and the missing tongue. Additionally, some argue that the hikers, being experienced outdoorsmen, would have been familiar with the dangers of hypothermia and would have taken steps to mitigate the risk. Section 7. The Indigenous Mystery. The Wrath of the Menk. The indigenous Mansi people have long associated the region around Otorten Mountain with mystery and danger. In their oral tradition, the mountain is known as Don't Go There Mountain, and they believe it to be inhabited by powerful spirits. Some have speculated that the hikers may have inadvertently angered these spirits, incurring their wrath. The Mansi people have spoken of strange creatures inhabiting the mountains, creatures known as Menk, which are said to be hairy, humanoid beings with a fierce temper. While the idea of the hikers falling victim to supernatural forces may seem far-fetched to some, it is important to remember that the incident occurred in a remote and culturally significant location. The Mansi people have lived in the Ural Mountains for centuries, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature and their beliefs shaped by the land itself. To dismiss their stories as mere superstition would be to ignore a vital part of the mystery. Section 8. Unanswered Questions. The Enduring Enigma. Despite decades of investigation and a multitude of theories, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains an enigma. The official investigation, plagued by inconsistencies and a lack of transparency, failed to provide a definitive explanation. Theories abound, each offering a possible explanation for certain aspects of the incident, but none accounting for the full spectrum of strange and unsettling details. Why was the tent ripped open from the inside? What caused the hikers to flee into the freezing night without proper clothing? How did they sustain such severe injuries? Why were some of their clothes found to be radioactive? These questions, like whispers on the wind, continue to haunt the memory of the Dyatlov Pass incident. The mystery endures, a testament to the power of the unknown and the limits of human understanding. Section 9. Dyatlov's Legacy, a Mystery for the Ages. The Dyatlov Pass incident, though shrouded in tragedy, has left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. It serves as a chilling reminder of the power of nature, the fragility of life, and the vastness of the unknown. The mystery has inspired countless books, documentaries, and films, each attempting to unravel the truth behind the tragedy. Yet, the more we learn, the deeper the mystery seems to become. The legacy of the Dyatlov Pass incident extends beyond the realm of true crime and into the realm of human curiosity. It speaks to our innate desire to understand the world around us, to find meaning in chaos, to seek answers to the unknown. The mystery, though unsolved, continues to captivate us, reminding us that there are still mysteries in this world that may never be fully explained. And perhaps in the face of such profound mystery, it is the act of seeking, the journey itself, that truly matters.